Hi everyone, and welcome to IronWorks Brewing. Today we've got something slightly different, a little bit of a uh, lash up, innovative design idea, who knows. So I spotted that you can get these water storage tanks and for camping, I guess, that kind of stuff. Do them all different sizes. I just happened to buy one. I think this was about £8 or something. Um, for storing water, and I've just thought, actually, you can get them 5 litres, I think 3 litres, 5 litres, 10 litres, 15 litres, 20, 25 litres, I think. Obviously, the price goes up slightly, but they're fairly robust. It's a lot better than I was expecting. And the idea behind it that I got was around, you know, when I've got a kegerator, I'm quite lucky. But actually, if you've got some beer and you've either got a party or you've got people over and you don't want to keep nipping into a garage or your brewery to get a beer and a top up, actually, it's a bit like these cans, sort of holding a similar kind of quantity, 5 litres. These are great. You sort of let the gas off and then away you go. They sit in your fridge. And you can just keep drawing them off, lasts a couple of 3 days, and then, away you go. And I actually had the idea of thinking, well, I wonder if I could modify something like that, one, you could fill it with beer. Maybe there's even a closed transfer way of doing it as well. I'll have a think about that. But actually, then that slots in your fridge quite nicely. You've got a tap on. You could actually put some kind of gas post just to sort of drive your beer out. So that's my idea. So just watch this space and I'll show you what my thinking is around it. So let's give it a whiz. Right, so basic stuff. I've had some water in this already. Just left it overnight just to see, make sure obviously there's no leaks on. There's actually like sort of the standard plastic tap thing, a nut on the inside, a couple of washers. The tap's actually quite robust, not bad at all. And you do get this, I guess this is for if you're filling water bottles and stuff, but you do get this other little gadget gizmo that sits on the end there. So, you can actually have it hung over, I guess, into your fridge, and then sort of that connected on there as a little extra spout, maybe away from drips and stuff like that in your fridge. But I guess you don't really need to use that. The other thing I was quite impressed about, obviously, one, cracking carrying handle, but the other thing was pretty robust. These will take no pressure. They're a bit like the Oxybar kegs, to be fair, in terms of they're not designed for significant pressure in any shape or form. But if you're working on the same principles of the little mini kegs, the 5 litre mini kegs, then actually there isn't really no pressure in them, not massive amounts anyway. So my idea is, and again, really decent, solid, not really, not cheap, nasty plastic. Good seal on the inside as well. It looks like silicon. And then you've got this, I guess this is for when it's just water, but you've got this, I'll show you this. It's just basically a stopper. And the idea behind that, got specs on again, by the way, can't see the item. The idea behind that, obviously, is that when you're full of water, when you're emptying it through the tap, you need to let air in the top. Basic stuff. And I guess you just take that off, put it back on when you finish with it, and then it basically seals it. I've tried it a couple of times, and it seals pretty good, to be fair. Like I said, I've got a bit of water in there, and I'll get rid of that. But my idea, and I probably need some kind of pressure relief valve, but I've not got one of them yet. I'm looking out for something that's very similar to what you get on the Oxybar, maximum sort of pressures. But I'm going to test this one, put some water in it. But my idea is this. So I've got a gas post. Now I bought a couple of these ages and ages ago. And I was going to do the thing where you drill through the top of your corny keg, the lid, and then basically put a carbonation stone, so you could have an extra inlet, gas inlet, to carbonate your beer. I've been sat in my drawer for an age, and I just thought, actually, I was going to drill a hole, to be perfectly honest. But this, amazingly, you take that out, and we get rid of the nut for a second. That gas post does fit, but it's a little bit big, the hole that's already pre-drilled. So my idea, I've got some washers here. I've got some solid washers, which are these rigid plastic ones, and also what's this one, like a rubberized silicon flat washer. So my idea is I'm going to put one across them over there like that, stick that on like that, and then essentially put that through there. And then because it's nicely drilled where it is, that means I can put that on. I'll show you from here. Put that on there like that, tighten that down. It doesn't need to be, I guess, massively tight, because we're not after 8,000 psi or all stupid like that. It's just literally just to give it that bit of transfer. I have brought a adjustable spanner in just to nip it up. I'll do that. There we go. Now I did check as well, because the other thing with this kind of stuff is that it's food grade. It is apparently, and also it's got the markings on the bottom, so that's all good. Just get rid of that water. So that's basically it. So now we've got essentially a gas post fitted onto there. Screw that in there like that. And my idea is I'm going to fill that with water as a test, but my idea is that fill that with beer, that goes in the fridge, and then if you want that extra little bit of fizz from your beer, just on my shelf just here I've got a simple soda stream set up. We'll just set that to minimum, so it's not going to blast out like that. And let's see whether we can actually charge this. Okay, so you can hear it going in, and that's what, that's about 3 psi. Yep, so I open this now. That's refilling back up to 3 psi. Probably a little bit higher than 3 psi actually. Let's turn that down a tad. So there you go. It's probably a bit too much pressure in there. Really all you need is just that extra bit for gassing. You don't even need to do this, I guess. You could just put your beer in it, to be perfectly honest, and away you go. Right. That's it. That seems to be holding, which is pretty good. It's got certainly some pressure in there. No problems at all. I think if I was going to do this, can't hear any leaks or anything. If I was going to do this, I guess properly, you'd put some kind of pressure relief valve in there as well, so that it could never overpressure if there was a problem with a regulator or whatever. But of course, each time you're drawing it off, you know, like I say, you only need a very, very small amount as dispensing. Right, so I'm going to fill it with water, have a look and see how we go, and let's try it. Let's try pulling a pint of water. See you in a bit. Right then, so we filled it with water. Give it a test. Give it just a. This on here. Let's turn that back down again. So it's completely off. Get that on there like that. Give that just a. Probably what? 2 psi. We've got a little bit of a leak there. It's not too bad actually. Okay. Right, so I guess the tester, yeah, a bit too fast. Carbonated. Very good. Nice one. I think you could probably drop that pressure right down to next to nothing, to be perfectly honest. But there you go. Very simple. It's got a bit of pressure in it, that. So I could turn that down. Turn that down even further. Just take that in there. Do that again. Like that, so you can see what we're doing. A little bit of a drip, but not too bad. I was thinking, actually, the other thing you could perhaps use these for, it's already got that hole drilled in. Like I say, it's got this grommet thing that allows, obviously, for water, it allows the air to go in so that the water dispenses. But actually, that's smack bang on where you would put a airlock. Can't get my words. So actually, you could use these as a fermenting vessel. The bigger sizes, obviously, but just a thought. Cheap as chips and all, really. See you next time.